weather is an industry few realize the profitability of. How do businesses like Walmart or even Lowe's know when to put snow shovels on sale? How do warehouses and plants know when to close down ahead of a massive hurricane or tornado? Well, our next guest is going to share a deeper look into the logistics behind these questions. Joining us now is Dr. Joel Myers, founder, president, and chairman. A lot of hats that he wears over at AccuWeather. Dr. Myers, first of all, thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure to be here, and thanks for inviting me on an up day.
Yes, it's probably because you're down here. Hey, the Dow is up triple digits.
Well, I don't know
right
if I can claim credit, but I appreciate being invited.
Perhaps weather does play a role, though, in the market.
Yes, it does.
Definitely does. All right. Dr. Myers, can you just kind of take us through how AccuWeather is able to help these companies essentially stay on a profitable path?
Yeah, well, we work for 245 of the Fortune 500 companies and thousands of businesses around the world, reducing risk and liability from severe weather, helping them predict and make better decisions where the weather's a factor through predictive analytics. And we've been doing that for 55 years. And we do it because we have the most accurate forecasts available. For example, our tornado warnings have an 11% false alarm rate, where the government has a 70% false alarm rate. We give an average 20-minute notice, where the government forecasts are 7 or 8 minutes. And so that is worth real value to the companies we serve. We've saved tens of thousands of lives and help businesses save billions of dollars.
So what is some of that technology that you use that the government's not using or that competing services aren't using? What makes AccuWeather so much more accurate and better?
Well, there's a lot to it. What makes Warren Buffett produce 21% over 45 years compound? So first of all, we have more weather data, more weather models from all over the world coming into our headquarters in State College, Pennsylvania. We have over 100 expert meteorologists. We started using what's now called AI back in the early 80s, and big data, and that's what we've always been about. So it's how we handle that data and how we decide through computers and people what the different forecasts and what to put out. It's also through better communication, better display. For example, in the Southeast, there was, and we have thousands of these, there was a storm that had a tremendous impact a couple of years ago, 1 to 3 inches of snow. Now our forecast, the AccuWeather forecast, was pretty much the same of everybody else's in terms of the area. If you did an analysis statistically, we were probably, in terms of the area covered, we were 5 to 10% more accurate. But our forecast and everybody else's forecast called for 1 to 3 inches of snow. But at the end of that, we said in every delivery, this storm will shut down all land, sea, and air traffic for 24 to 36 hours. Because of the extremely cold surfaces that existed, and that's what happened. So it's the impact, what it means, what action should be taken, and getting the message through clearly and effectively. With Hurricane Katrina, we were just a lot more accurate. We saved 11,000 lives, but it was also a dramatic statement because there had been a false alarm with a hurricane the year before. So we said, this is going to put 50 to 80% of New Orleans underwater for days or weeks. We know what it is to cry wolf. We're not crying wolf. So it's the whole package of communicating the information, having better forecasts to begin with, and that's why we claim superior accuracy, and the statistics show that.
Well, what is the lead time, though, that you're able to give companies, like a company like Lowe's or Home Depot, something that's more in the hardware, renovation, home space, that you're able to give them in terms of putting products on sale so that they're kind of ahead of what another competitor might be able to do that's not using your service?
Well, great question. And we tailor the forecast and the information to what the client needs and wants. So forecasts are not as accurate 90 days out, day by day, as they are 3 or 4 days out. And of course, but they are better than anything else that's available. So it's whatever the client needs to plan. Now, one company, we saved $65 million.
Sorry, Dr. Myers, I'm just going to cut in right here for our viewers because they hear the bells behind us. That means the company has gone public down here on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, and that opening bell signaling that company is now open for trading. Sorry, back to you.
Sure, that was an important event. Absolutely. So with Hurricane Sandy, we saved one company $65 million with the forecast we gave them, in that case 8 days ahead, saying it would hit New Jersey. So it varies on the nature of the storm. Tornadoes, you can't predict the exact location more than an hour in advance, and sometimes only 18, 20, 23 minutes. So But if everybody else is getting no notice, or 6 or 7 minutes, and we're giving 23, that's enough to save lives. So it depends on what is important.
So we hear a lot about retailers preparing for storms, preparing for disasters, maybe grocery stores preparing for people stocking up on food. Airlines, of course, need to have extremely accurate weather data. What are some other industries that might not be top of mind for people that actually need to be concerned about weather?
Well, we can save virtually every business or industry money if we sit down with them, because the weather affects virtually everything. I mean, the flood from Hurricane Sandy made a number of the buildings in New York unusable for months, in a few cases years, because the elevators got flooded. But precautions could have been taken. Some of our clients did take precautions against that. But railroads, all types of transportation, insurance companies. So we have probably 30 or 40 different kinds of businesses, industry. And even the insurance companies who insure, they give a discount, for example, to auto dealers, that you subscribe to our service so they get cars out of harm's way when it's going to be a hailstorm that may hurt every car on the lot. And sometimes an hour's notice, you can get most of the cars under cover. So there are all kinds of ability to help companies reduce the negative impact of weather.
Even though AccuWeather is the most accurate weather tracking system out there, I mean, to your point, sometimes you can only really know things an hour or so in advance. What would it take for the broader industry of tracking weather to be able to notify people in the case of perhaps a tornado sooner? Is it possible for the technology to get to that point?
Well, all you have to do is download the AccuWeather app. It's available on every kind of device, and you'll get the same quality forecast information that's how we build our business, serving business and industry and having companies pay us significant dollars. But we now have, and this is we're the largest source of weather forecasts and warnings in the world now, reaching nearly 2 billion people with the AccuWeather apps. And we defend that name every day. Accuracy plus weather equals AccuWeather, and that's what we're all about.
So how do you differentiate the AccuWeather product that a general consumer can have versus one that you create for a Fortune 500 company?
Well, they're tailored to the company. They may be more in depth. They're related to what the decisions the company has to make. If they have a plant, say the New York Stock Exchange, subscribe to our service, they want to know if a tornado is going to hit this building.
I would like to know that as well.
Yes,
so I can be prepared.
I would definitely like to download the app to make sure I am not around when that happens. Thank you so much for joining us. That's Dr. Joel Myers, founder, president, and chairman of AccuWeather.
My pleasure.